Ladies and gentlemen, let me first take this opportunity to congratulate CSL for this initiative which was started under her predecessor's leadership, but Mahua carried it forward very extremely well, because aggregating demand for, we started with 9 cities first. It was a very tough job. Different standards, different sizes, different judgments of courts. Delhi has, Supreme Court has several judgments related to transportation in Delhi, so it was very, very tough. I must say, we must have done about 100 rounds of meetings, and finally we could get 5 or 6 cities to pull their demand for 5,450 buses. Now, India is very large. It must be understood that we are bigger than 24 countries of Europe, plus another 30,000 kilometers. We have used the power of aggregation in many ways. When the LED procurement was done, when smart meter procurement has been done, when expressways and highways have been constructed. And the power of aggregation will help us to bring down prices very rapidly. So there are 2-3 key elements. It's very important to understand why there is a green mobility revolution which is knocking on our doors. And India must technologically leapfrog to be the leader in this revolution. Whether we like it or not, this disruption is going to take place. But important thing is that India's process of urbanization has just begun. India will do more urbanization in the next 5 decades. In the next 50 years, we'll do more urbanization than what we've done in the last 5,000 years. And the process of urbanization has ended in Europe, it has ended in America, it has ended in China, it has begun in India. And we have to do sustainable urbanization. When in America urbanized, they urbanized on the back of cars. The cars company bought over railway companies, destroyed them. But in India, we have to embed our urbanization on public transportation, either railways or roads. And public transportation, to my mind, is key. Cities have to be driven not by cars but by public transportation. And therefore, you know, in America there are 980 cars per 1,000 people. In Europe there are over 800 cars per 1,000 people. In India there are only 20 cars per 1,000 people. So we do not have legacy issues. Our level of destruction will be very much lower. America will find it very difficult to transit to electric mobility. India will find it very easy. You can transform yourself by giving that big jump. And therefore my belief is that new urbanization should be embedded with public transportation. And the second important thing is that why electric mobility will be critical, because the cost of battery is falling radically. It has fallen by over 90% in the last few years, in the last 4 or 5 years, and it will come down below $100 per kilowatt hour in the next year and a half. And when that happens, the initial cost of batteries, initial cost of vehicles will be cheaper than combustion vehicles, as this tender of 5,450 buses is demonstrated. But important thing is that there is a lot of technological disruption which is taking place in the battery segment. It's not just lithium-ion batteries that are getting better in terms of safety, in terms of lasting longer, in terms of more energy efficiency. But there is a huge amount of work that is being done in terms of new technologies of sodium-ion batteries. There are Indian companies in Pune, KPIT, and Reliance has bought over Faradion in UK, a company which are all doing path-breaking work. There's a lot of work happening in redox flow batteries and nanowire batteries and metal air. In Log9, which is an Indian startup, has done some great work on aluminum fuel cells for mobility. Sequoia has invested in that. And then huge work has been done across lithium metal, solid state, solid batteries. And Mercedes, Benz, Volkswagen have all done a lot of work with QuantumScape, which is a solid-state battery company. And so what you are seeing is huge work of electric vehicles, and therefore there is high interest cost, there is high collateral, the insurance charges are high, and therefore we were discussing with the World Bank on credit enhancement, on first loss guarantees, on establish some kind of a backup which will enable Indian bankers and Indian mutual funds and Indian bankers and Indian NBFCs to fund electric vehicles in a much bigger way.
Incidents or moments on this electric vehicles की जो जर्नी रही दिल्ली में, and especially the concept of aggregation, क्योंकि इंडिया में आज से पहले ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ था कि इस प्रकार से एग्रीगेशन बसों की गई हो, स्पेशली विद द न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स. I still remember when Mr. Saurabh, I had a discussion with Mr. Saurabh, and then Mahu was following up. And in Delhi, apart from procurement, we have a long history of engaging buses on a per kilometer basis, which we say gross cost model. So mobility as a service. And we have been engaging buses on per kilometer basis from way back in 2011. And at the moment, Delhi has a fleet of almost 7,400 buses. And it will be interesting to note that out of 7,400 buses, now also 3,300 buses are engaged on the gross cost model. And we have been floating different tenders, probably those were of CNG buses. But when request came from CSL that Delhi should also participate in the Grand Challenge, so in a lighter moment I used to always tell CSL कि ये सिर्फ चैलेंज ही रहेगा, ग्रैंड नहीं है. Because as Amitabh Kant said, India has huge potential. But bringing all the states together on one single platform and all the OEMs on one single platform, and Delhi got 1,500 buses out of those 5,000 buses. And if you compare the rates of the rate which we got in the Grand Challenge and the buses which we were procuring earlier, if you compare it with CNG and electric, a huge difference, almost 50%. Simultaneously, we had also floated, Delhi government alone had floated few tenders, standalone tenders of electric buses, maybe of 300 in a cluster or another 300 in a cluster. And in the standalone tender, we got, I think, a rate of almost touching to 60 rupees per kilometer. So I think aggregation has huge benefit in the price discovery, in bringing down the prices, and I think the OEMs also feel comfortable that there is a demand, aggregated demand of, let's say, 5,000 buses, now the new target of 50,000 buses. The leadership of Honorable CM Arvind Kejriwal, I think we have adopted this new technology very well. Almost 2 years back, we had come out with Delhi electric vehicle policy, probably one of the best electric vehicle policies. We have offered many incentives, almost from ranging from 30,000 to almost 1.5 lakh rupees. Any person in Delhi buying electric vehicle, the road tax has been waived off, the registration tax has been waived off. And Delhi alone, in last 2 years, we have already disbursed a subsidy of more than 100 crores. To be precise, it is 103 crores rupees that has already been disbursed to the purchasers. I think that has created a lot of demand. And in last 2 years, we have added almost 70,000 electric vehicles on Delhi roads. I'm sure anyone traveling on Delhi roads would be seeing more those green registration plates. If we talk about charging points, then Delhi already has functional live around 2,500 charging points. Again, in the electric vehicle policy, we have set a very aggressive target that we would like to create almost 18,000 points in the coming years. Delhi has almost close to 300 electric buses running on Delhi roads. We have already placed work orders for 1,500 buses, and we have already requested CSL to float another tender for Delhi of close to 6,500 buses. Now, along with the procurement of buses on GCC model, I think another important topic which is associated with the electric buses is the creation of infrastructure. If we talk about the public transport and buses, I think it is equally important to invest in creation of electric depots. And sharing you the story of Delhi, we have approximately 55 depots to house the buses. In phase 1, we've already made functional 3 electric depots. In phase 2, 17 depots are in the process of being electrified. And in the phase 3, 35 depots would be electrified by December 2023. The government has already spent almost 500 crores to create the 17 electric depots, and to electrify the 35 electric depots, we would be spending another 800 crores.
The reason is that there is a huge losses of at least more than 20,000 crore to the public transport state corporations unit. And the reason for the losses is, the most important thing is conductor is taking money for the ticket, but he is not taking it to the account of state transport. So today, these two basic problems, because of that, our public transport is economically viable. Now the best solution is, today in public transport, if we can use electricity, it is going to reduce not only pollution, but it is going to reduce our import bill. The transport sector is responsible for 13.5% of India's carbon emissions, out of which road transport is 90%. We have 29 crore registered vehicles on road, and the auto industry size is 7.8 lakh crores. The auto export is 3.5 lakh crores, and growth rate of vehicle is coming to approximately 10%. In Indian scenario, the population growth and automobile growth is really a big problem for the country. And growth rate of vehicles every year 10%, if you understand what is to be a big problem we are facing. The growth actually, as a minister, we are trying to make it the automobile industry of 15 lakh crore. The most important reason is that this is the industry which is giving maximum employment potential. The 4 crore jobs in the country, which is already given by this industry. The maximum revenue to state government and central government as a form of GST, this industry is giving. But the problem is that every time the traffic congestion, delays, air pollution, parking issues, import of crude oil, that is the economic problem, the country is facing crucial problem. So we are making good roads, but at the same time our import bill is increasing. Today we need to discourage use of personal vehicles and promote maximum use of public transport modes. But first of all, we need to understand what is exactly the strength and weaknesses. I will request Honorable Minister of Delhi that just 15-20 days before launch a double-decker electric bus in Mumbai. So in European countries, anywhere there are good luxury double-decker buses. And now the people want more comforts and less rate. It can be possible if you want to take the people from who are using car. As far as electric as a fuel, the cost economics is already there. And a successful experiment, which always I want to recommend, that is of London Transport. You don't need to invest any capital in it. At least % subsidy to you, by which in the front side there will be entry, they will use as a card or mobile phone. And after that, when they will going back from the bus, again they can show that card or the mobile phone, and you can charge them. So you can save the money and whatever the leakage is public transport. By using fuel, electricity, the cost saving is there. And by using this new technology, remove of physical ticket system, 100% I am confident we will get good response. The double-decker bus, electric bus, which in Mumbai having capacity of 65 passengers, and the single charge is 250 km. So diesel bus, double-decker bus rate is 100 rupees per kilometer, and the electric double-decker bus is coming to 56 rupees 40 paisa per kilometer. So the 50% of saving is there. Even I am confident that you can reduce the cost of the ticket also by 25% and giving good relief to the people. So by adopting the new technology, it can be possible. The most important thing which I need, that I want to recommend to you particularly, that there are trolley buses in European countries, because the lithium-ion battery is costly, and that is one of the reason is the life cycle cost of lithium-ion battery currently range is coming out. Once upon a time it was $150 per kilowatt hour, but now it is $130, and within 1.5 year, 2 year, it will be $100. So it will be equal to the cost of petrol vehicle. When I started talking about electric vehicle, I remember Amitabh Kant is here. He is one of the important person who contribute for e-mobility in India. He started charging stations in Niti Aayog. He support the idea, and not only support the idea, but he bulldozed the idea in many departments. And that is one of the things that today we are marching towards ahead. Now when at that time I was talking about the electric vehicle, there were a lot of people asking me many questions. Today, the situation is that there is a waiting list for a year for electric four-wheeler. There are 250 manufacturers who are making two-wheelers, electric two-wheelers, and 100% the electric buses. The Amitabh Kant was telling to Movaji that you should make target of 50,000. But Amitabh, this target is not correct. They should make the target for 5 lakh buses. We have the potential, the economic viability is there, internal return is good. If no one is ready to finance the automobile manufacturer company, they are already there auto finance company. You can finance them through operator to the city bus service, or even you can make from Delhi to Dehradun, Chandigarh, everywhere. Even Delhi to Simla electric bus is there. So you can make the escrow account and make the contract of 250 km or 225 km per day. And every day their ticket, whatever the money they are getting, they can take that money into the escrow account. And every day we can deposit that money to the bank or auto finance company, no problem. I am telling you, I am the person in this system who can raise crores of rupees from the market. I don't have any resources problem, the road construction, because two things are there. The internal rate of return is good. Our toll income is presently 40,000 crore. And at the end of the 24, it will be 1,40,000 crore per year. So I don't need, I can monetize the road. Already my problem is my expenditure is less. I want to increase more expenditure because money is not the problem. People are coming to me. The insurance fund, pension funds, all are coming to me that they want to invest in road construction. So I don't have any problem because the economic viability is there. So all in this transport sector, when the cost for the diesel bus is 150 rupees per kilometer, And when it comes to 40 rupees or 41 rupees, the economics is there. And by which, when the economics is good, the internal rate of return is good, there is no problem about the investment. So first of all, I am convinced by that we don't need any government investment for that. By transparent policy, we can do it. And presently, the chemistry, battery chemistry is already there. We are developing lithium-ion battery, sodium-ion battery, zinc-ion battery, aluminum-ion battery. Then Indian Oil has already have a research making aluminum air technology. Sir, I have got the car on hydrogen. Next time when I will come here, I will use my car and I will be successful. And that car is on 100% bioethanol. Just like that Camry model, in place of petrol, 100% bioethanol, and that is going to generate 40% of electricity. And the petrol rate is coming up to 25 rupees per kilometer. So today there are a lot of options. The green hydrogen is the future. And 100% the electric green hydrogen by solar energy in the presently in our power basket. 40% of the energy is from the solar power. All your rooftop solar in your bus depot can contribute. I am ready to construct just like this 3-star, 5-star airport. On the same line, I am ready to construct the bus port. You only give me the land. With the 50-50, land will belong to government, state government, and we are ready to construct it. And we can make the charging station there. We can make rooftop solar, and we can use that power for charging of buses. So I feel that there is a lot of good potential is there. Now as our ministry, the Prime Minister has given mandate for ropeway, cable car, vernacular railway. So we have already sanctioned 206 proposals in the process of sanction. And just yesterday I have a discussion with the Governor, LG of Ladakh and Leh. And now we are making that vernacular railway system in Ladakh as a pilot program. So in the hill area, we can make cable car, ropeway, vernacular railway. Now just in Delhi from Dholakua to Manesar, I am going to offer the system for the private investor for public transport on electricity. We have the sky buses having capacity of 200 passengers. We can take that buses into the sky. For Bangalore, we have just recommended that. I can finance for that. It can be possible. It is economically viable. And this is the time for the country that we need to find out new technology, new innovation, new research in transport. Now in Panipat, already Indian Oil has started point of view also. We can reduce the import. Presently our import is of 16 lakh crores. This is a big challenge. And diversification of agriculture to energy and power sector is very important. I feel that this is the need of the country. The economic viability is there. We reduce the pollution, and 100% we don't need capital from anybody because it is economically viable. By using public-private investment, we cannot do it. I am really thankful to Mohaji and the team for taking this big tender, but I will suggest them that you should think about 5 lakh buses. There is a lot of potential. Many times the people coming from state government coming to meet me, तो मैं उनको प्रश्न पूछता हूँ कि तुम्हारे बस में हॉर्न छोड़कर सब बजता है ना? ऐसी बसेस है कि हॉर्न छोड़कर सब बजता है. So this is the time that we need to offer people a very comfortably a good public transport to the people without pollution. And that is the most important, whatever the philosophy may be. All these things are economically viable, attractive, internal rate of return is good. No one, everyone is ready to invest in it. Only you have to present the model with the appropriate money. So really it is a good start for CSL. I am giving my all best wishes to you, and I am giving also confidence that anywhere if you have problem, my transport ministry will support you. Thank you very much.